I think this is like a
Some
conspiracy.
viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Okay, I have a lot on my mind.
I think it's like
But
conspiracy
first things
theorists.
first. Hi, my loves. It's Destin
Video.
Troyce, and you're watching Troyce TV. For today's video, I have a lot of anxiety because I wanted to talk about some unpopular opinions that I typically keep to myself and that keep me up at night, and that honestly, I don't know what's going to happen if I end up saying some of these things. But a lot of these things do need to be said, so this is going to be a very interesting video, and this might make you laugh, it might make you cry, it might make you feel away, or it might make you look at me some sort of way. Either way, I don't give a damn. You can go to HE double hockey sticks and kiss my ass because these are my unpopular opinions. People who say Free Tory need serious help
No,
and badly.
I did
Freedom
do
for
no.
what?
I didn't watch the Daryl Dixon one, but I did watch the one who survived with Michelle and Rick. Loved it. I absolutely loved it so much.
Don't get me wrong, I don't think Meg is completely innocent because let's not forget she was involved in a whole love triangle, which is a whole other video that I've already made and got me dragged. But again, he had a piece that he should not have had. On top of that, he's known for being very abrasive and aggressive and extra. Like, Tory Lanez isn't exactly a world-class citizen, and on top of that, I don't think he deserves to just be out and free. I'll still listen to his music because separate the art from the artist. But Free Tory for what? Okay, so this one...
Free Tory for what?
Out. These recent planes colliding and coming together and all this chaos and news that we're hearing about these planes, I gotta be honest, I feel like a lot of these are legitimate, but a piece of me thinks that a lot of these are being sensationalized just because they want to scare us and trap us in a big old dome, just like The Simpsons. I don't know if a lot of you ever watched the Simpsons movie, but I really think if you haven't watched it, please go watch it. It came out in the early 2000s, and there were some really interesting and scary and real references.
I remember this. I do remember that, the dome.
I think they're trying to lock us in some big dome. I think they're going to try to scare us. On top of that, now a lot of us who are from Western countries now have to get visas, standard visas, to go to a lot of European countries, when that wasn't always the case before. Now, starting in April, a lot of us Americans who want to go to Brazil, we have to get visas just to enter the country by middle of spring. And I think to myself, where is this? What's going on? Why is this happening? And then you got, Trump doing the whole tariff thing where he's going to be taxing all these other countries just so he can, make it clear, if y'all want some of our resources, you're going to have to pay more. Or if you want to export some of your resources here, you're going to have to pay an extra tax. I wouldn't be surprised if pilots go on strike. Apparently, we're hearing that regulations are dying down, and that's why these random crashes are happening. I don't know what to even believe, to be honest with you, because this is stuff that's being reiterated by the same media that's taught to me.
I don't know about, trapping us in a dome. I don't know if the plane thing... I understand the plane thing to, a fear... what's that word? Fear... Mongol? If I'm saying that correctly. But, fear of, flying planes. Because someone had mentioned it... Fear-mongering. Okay, I think I said it wrong. Fear-mongering. I kind of see that. And then someone was saying how, plane crashes do happen. They're just, being more, mainstream now. For whatever reason. So, but I don't know about the whole, trapping us in the dome thing. Because, it's not like we're about to get up and fly the plane out of the dome. It's not like you getting on a plane is going to give you access to going anywhere. You're going to go to where the plane takes you. I mean, it's not like we can just hop and do some shit. I don't know. Trump ain't taxing other places like the EU. We taxing people. Oh. Time to take cheap flights now. How's that gonna make it any better? The only pilots that need to strike is Spirit because the motherfuckers are ass. I hear so many bad things about Spirit, bro. But I wonder how much they get paid. I would assume pilots get paid a lot, maybe. I think it's very easy that they're trying to prevent from people from wanting to fly to different countries. Oh. Okay. But why though?
Divide and conquer ourselves. So yeah, realistically,
pilots are rich as fuck.
These pilots probably going on strike very soon. So I think all this is just some psychological plan made up by some elitist people that are in a dark, cold room, trying to find ways to distract us from other things that are going to be happening very soon. Why is the media so obsessed with these crap?
Going through a huge overhaul. What exactly does that mean? What does the overhaul mean? I don't understand. I'm just asking. I mean, I spectate and I'm here for the conspiracies and all that. I'll listen. I don't necessarily let it sway me unless I believe it, I guess, But usually I just like to learn about it, I guess. Changing policies. Oh, so basically they don't want people to leave America, essentially, is what you're saying. We have too many people. But why would they want to keep us here if there's too many people? Oh, they don't want people to come to America either. Basically, it's just trying to close off the borders in a sense. Like, they don't want people to come here and they don't want us to leave. I don't know how true that is. I work for the government. Niggas be watching. Oh, not Katie knows something we don't know.
That's just now. And everybody's scared to fly all of a sudden. I'm telling y'all, all it takes is for one big politician or one mainstream celebrity to get injured or pass away in one of those plane crashes, and then the whole world is going to literally flip upside down. Overwhelmed with a lot of stuff I've been talking about, and I wanted to get on here and enjoy my It's All Me. Thank you to It's All Me for sponsoring today's video. It's All Me is a woman-owned, vegan-friendly, paraben-free skincare, hair care, hair growth product line. They offered me a lot of these beautiful body balms. They sent beautiful detangling sprays that are very durable, sturdy, good quality. They also sent me these nourishing conditioners that came out pretty well. Packaging was pretty lit. They also gave me this beautiful hair growth oil that smells spectacular. And I also love their body balms because their body balms are very thick and good quality. It's not all mushy and watery and gonna fall all over the place, because y'all know I do travel a lot. And the one thing about me is I'm always gonna pack my skincare stuff, because no matter where I am in the world, I wanna make sure that I'm smelling nice and good and my skin is looking right. And the last thing I want is for when I'm packaging and packing my stuff, I don't want to travel and then TSA at the airport literally wants to open up all my stuff, and they want to open up things. And that's one thing I love about this body balm, because I'm sure to use Troyce 10
I'm sorry,
if you
y'all.
want 10%
of
off
course,
your next
the
order.
ad would
Use my
play
link in the description box down below or in the pinned comment, and please check out their product to show them love.
As soon as
I'm okay with self-driving cars.
I'm sorry I made you guys watch that.
Uber drivers.
I'm gonna go
now, AI is a blessing and a curse, because it's going to be the reason why a lot of people lose their jobs, such as truck drivers. A lot of it in the medical field. Y'all ain't that safe either. Give it about 15 years.
3 Moxies now helping out her team.
We found that there were many
I don't
things
know.
that nurses...
In the medical field, I feel like you're always gonna need a human. Because, I mean, I do understand. I feel like maybe in a really, really, really long time, you know, like eventually, like definitely a lot of stuff is going to be robotic or whatever. Or like, you know, AI and shit like that, robots. But I feel like there's certain things that's always going to require a human. Like, who the fuck is just letting a robot take care of them? It's the same for pilots. Yeah, you think eventually stuff will be completely... But like the fear with that is like, anybody can make a mistake, including machines. Like, machines fail too. Humans mess up and mess things up, but so do machines. Wait, you work for the government, Freezy? La la la, we not listening. What's Waymo? That's all good until the power goes out. Exactly, because that's the other thing. They're talking. You know, people talk about technology is getting so advanced, you know, whatever. But on the other side, I also see people talk about a blackout happening a lot. I see people talk about just everything shutting down, the grids and just everything going down, having no internet, no, I don't know, just having nothing. So it's like you try to rely everything on technology, and then what happens when everything goes down? Who's gonna wipe your ass when your robot dies? Or your robot malfunction and now it's got his finger up your butt. Then what? I ain't getting my back blown out by metal cock. Yo. A power grip. My wife better wipe my ass. They're trying to get robots to do it, I guess. Infrastructure isn't built for all this. So like, you think eventually it'll fail, like it'll crash. I'll wipe hers. Oh, that's so kind. I would definitely take care of my partner 100%. But I would hate to be in that position, bro.
That really don't require a nurse.
I'm here to pick something up.
We bring the Moxie robots in, and they have to learn the environment by demonstration.
Moxie uses an AI navigation system and a robotic arm to help navigate doors and elevators.
We need Moxie to either deliver something to us or pick something up from our unit to deliver elsewhere. We can call it on the kiosk.
In minutes, Moxie responds to the call, loads up, and rolls away to deliver meds to another part of the hospital.
I think it's really kind of lifted a weight off of some nurses' shoulders, that they don't have to leave their sick patient that they're monitoring to go do these little tasks.
I'm sick of these taxi drivers when I go to other countries, and I'm sick of these taxi drivers even in the States, and I'm sick of Uber because I'm trying to figure out why Uber is as expensive as it is now. Since when was Uber this expensive? Since when? Why does it cost $38 to literally go around the freaking corner or go like 2 miles? You know what I mean? Like, you find out a lot of these Uber drivers are literally only getting like 15, 20% of the freaking ride.
There's truth to every joke. Usually whenever you see a guy playfully making gay jokes or doing gay things, he's 9 times out of 10 bisexual or gay.
Damn, that actually feels good as fuck.
DJ?
Yeah, hold on, let me come closer. Yo, stretch that bitch more. Oh, God. Damn, that bitch feels good. Bro, what the fuck? Wait, no, this looks... No.
Why would he leave the frame? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, yo, Chad, I swear Kai's the most... Y'all are gay. I'm not.
And that's okay.
Y'all are gay.
Because, again,
I'm
there's
not.
truth to every joke. I'm just being honest. When y'all see these dudes making playful jokes,
he's
saying
reaching.
gay
How's
things,
what's
saying things
reaching?
that come across as sus consistently,
Aiden Ross is gay.
They're usually not straight. I'm just saying, they're usually using
He's not
other
reaching.
straight guys as a way to normalize their behavior, and sometimes they're testing boundaries to see if that straight guy might be with it behind the scenes.
How do we get here? It's just a bunch of his different ideas.
Please cancel your Hulu, Amazon Prime, Peacock, and whatever else you have subscriptions. Let me just be honest with y'all. These streaming services are ridiculous for raising their prices. I'm trying to figure out why am I paying $15 for Netflix when I literally was paying $5 for it like 8-7 years ago. It's so expensive, and they're knuckling down on password sharing. I have a standard Netflix account, and it's $15 a month. And then on top of that, you got Hulu. You know, they put you in a predicament where you have to put add-ons on your subscription, or else it's not even worth the subscription. And on top of that, you're working so much, you're focused on life, you got other stuff going on, and you're not even really using Hulu as much as you could. A lot of us use these streaming services to binge watch old shows that we love nowadays. Half the stuff they're putting out there is trash. There isn't a lot of good content out there. So please stop paying for it. And honestly, let me just be honest with y'all. If you want to watch movies, do what I do. I use a website called upmovies.com. And no, they haven't sponsored this video, but I literally use a site called upmovies.com. All you gotta do is type in upmovies.net. Basically type in upmovies.net. You click on the first link, and then you pretty much go up to this page, and you're pretty much able to watch any movie in the world. I was literally doing everything I could to not pay for the movie Blink Twice, and I ended up finding it. Also, the movie Barbie, like, I'm not gonna pay for that. I can literally watch it for free. You know what I mean? So a lot of y'all are scared that you won't be able to watch your movies, but there's literally sites where you can watch it for free. And don't tell no one I told you, okay? Don't tell no one I told you. I'm not gonna link it down below, but just upmovies.net.
You posting this on the internet,
it's
bro.
It's gonna be the first link, and it's gonna take you to this page, and you can pretty much have fun. Don't tell no one I told you, and I'm not gonna link it down.
Bullet hype. Speeds us
this
too.
video might F around and get taken out. Diddy is going to get off. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. If Diddy had snitched and cooperated a long time ago, he probably would have been out of jail.
Yeah, Stab was talking about some. Oh, let's go dick for dick on FaceTime. That's not sus. He said, let's see whose dick's bigger on FaceTime.
Go. Diddy is going to eventually cave in. All it's going to take is for one person to come out with one tape, one secret recording, and eventually...
No, Twitch is crazy.
Diddy's going to snitch. And he's not going to be as gangsta as we thought he was. But he might also be fearful of retaliation or having to live his life under fear, because Diddy is not innocent. But let's be real. I'm 100% sure that a big reason why Diddy is still in jail is because they want him to snitch on somebody higher up. There's somebody else that they want. It's not Diddy. Diddy is just the fall guy. Diddy's just the person who's the face. He's the face of everything. But just like Ray J tried to tell us without actually telling us, there's a lot of other dark forces that we don't see.
But I can say this, you know, a lot of celebrities in this power come from environments where they think certain ways of doing business, cutthroat, disrespectful, shady, chasing fast money, you know, these are normal because, you know, they saw their mentors do it. I mean, Diddy did it, even Suge, you know, and so even though they're learning on the fly, but they're also mimicking the executives above them that they learn from. So, you know, I think we have to break that cycle.
There's a lot of things that lurk
Kwani
in the
said
shadow.
that too?
There's somebody else who wants Diddy to keep his mouth shut. And if he doesn't keep his mouth shut, retaliation will come.
I stand with you.
He will eventually snitch, because who wants to spend all that time in jail and not be able to enjoy your
Wait,
riches?
Bullet,
your
are you a
family,
guy
and your
or a
wealth?
girl?
Who wants to spend all
Honestly,
that time in
didn't
jail
know.
and not be able to physically and fully defend themselves? If you have a job, please be grateful that you have one. Some of y'all don't realize that you gotta count your blessings. I know so many people right now who are unemployed, struggling. I met so many people who tell me, oh, I just haven't been working, or I just haven't do Uber, or like Uber Eats, or food delivery apps. A lot of people are unemployed. Literally,
it
one
ain't
of my
that hard
really
to get a
good
job, I'm not
homegirls,
gonna lie.
she was unemployed for a very long time, and I was just like mass applying
I mean, she was unemployed by choice. It ain't that hard to get a job.
for jobs for her. And luckily, she's good now. You know, not only her, but her
Guy,
daughter was
girl
also
on the
unemployed
weekends,
too.
like, go by
But
Brenda.
essentially, I was like mass applying for
Get
both
the
of them. I
fuck
was
outta
like, okay,
here,
you know what? I'm sorry
Brandon.
y'all going through that. I'm sorry y'all struggling. And, you know, I had to give them money because they were like going through a lot. So On top of giving them money, I was also mass applying for hella jobs. Like, I'm bringing this up to kind of give you guys an example of why you should be grateful.
This town is so dried out. I have a really good resume, but nobody wants to accept it because everybody's slow and is not hiring.
Everybody's
and so,
slow.
like, how am I supposed to do anything? Like, who survives in this town? This is crazy. Like, I cannot do, like, fast food restaurants. That's not my thing.
Okay, then
like,
you're going to be unemployed.
You know, I mean, worst comes to worst, maybe. But honestly, worst comes to worst, like right now, I'm just going to become a sugar baby. I'm just going to become a sugar baby.
And sell your coochie. If that's better for you, sell your coochie.
I almost cried mid-interview because I was so frustrated. Like, what the fuck? I've never felt that before. But I'm just so frustrated and I don't know what to do. Like, it was like so overwhelming because those questions that I couldn't answer because I don't have experience. But I can't get experience because no one wants to hire me. Like, what the fuck? So, just so you know, like, if you have a job that you hate, just keep it.
It is so hard for people to find a job nowadays.
I do understand
it's
that.
It's a struggle to sustain yourself, pay your bills.
I definitely do understand that. It does depend on the job, of course. I'm saying just like a job in general. Like, it's not that hard to get a job, period. Like, you could get a job. Now, of course, a job in your profession, a job in your field, a job that you really want, yes, that's a harder challenge. Yes. But... and I get that too, like people not wanting to hire people who don't have experience, because I went through that when I first graduated college. The place that I was working at, where I was being a CNA, I have my social work degree, so I tried 3 times. I applied and interviewed to get a job as a social work position, and each and every time they chose someone who already had experience over me because they didn't want to have to teach me everything. Like the social worker who was working at the time, she didn't want to have to teach me, and like the tables turned on her because she then became the like building I forget what's called, building manager or whatever. She ended up becoming like the manager or whatever the fuck, and she ended up getting fired. She literally moved from social work to the building manager, I forget what it's called, and then she ended up getting fired because she had to take like to be the like orchestrator, the building orchestrator or whatever, you just had to take like some classes and get some certification or whatever, and she like never passed her test, and then she got fired. So yeah, that's on her. But yeah, I remember like we always had different administrators. That's what it was, the building administrator. We always had different administrators, always. And I interviewed with 3 different people, and they did not hire me because I had no experience. I was just graduated. I just graduated college, but even then I could find a job somewhere. That's just a job that I wanted at the time, but I'm glad I didn't take it. I'm glad I'm not there. But it would have been a perfect time for me to get experience. I had worked there for 3 years. I knew people. I knew the residents. Like, I even worked with the social worker for an amount of time and like was like learning the position, but then ultimately didn't get hired. But I could always go somewhere else. I could always find somewhere else. I just chose not to. So that's just my own personal choice. But I'm sure I could have found a job doing something else. I just wouldn't have gotten paid as much. And that's the thing, is like I was probably not even gonna get paid as much doing a job in my degree, in my field, as I was getting paid to be a CNA, because CNAs are of higher demand. So they're paying the CNAs very well, versus if I was gonna take the social work position, I was only gonna make like $2 more. But it would have been probably would have been an easier job, I'm sure.
And every single job that you thought
if
would
they don't
be open
hire
and you
people
lost your
without
job,
experience,
it's gone.
They always say they could find someone better. Oh, and the crazy thing about my job too is them always hiring someone else. Tell me why. The other people that they hired, I think of the other people that they hired, only one person ended up staying. That's the thing. How I'm telling you, I applied for it 3 times and they chose someone else. And I remember one time they had chose a guy who had his master's or something like that, and he never showed up. He never came. The other time, I don't remember what happened, but the people who they kept hiring kept leaving, literally kept leaving. And then they wouldn't pick the person who had been working here for years at that point, who had been working there for 1 or 2 years at that point, who was actively wanting the job, wouldn't hire me, but they would hire other random people outside of the company. They would hire them and bring them in, and they always fucking left. Literally, social workers always left. Like, that position was always open, and people were always telling me, like, apply for the social work position, apply for the social work position. And I'm like, bro, I did, and they won't hire me. So I just stopped. I stopped even trying.
Oh my God, everybody on social media is traveling. I'm working a shitty job. F this job.
Got better offer somewhere else, potentially, yeah.
This economy is not easy. And most of these managers, most of these recruiters, they're not about to just hire a whole bunch of people just to hire people. They're picky because people love to quit, and job hop. So that's why it's harder to get a job, because in this generation, many people are job hopping. On top of people that are job hopping, there's also this situation where when someone gets a job, a lot of them don't want to quit or give up. Like, there's people who are literally 65, 58 years old, 70 years old, and they're not giving up their positions to a younger generation. So for those of y'all who are trying to get jobs,
they need a job too,
or trying to get jobs, I don't know, like in the psychiatric industry, or a job as like a recruiter or a general manager, it's going to be hard, because more than likely they're either going to hire someone that they already know, or the person they know is literally not trying to quit the job. Erica Mena did not get enough credit from the public for apologizing to Nicki Minaj. So if y'all didn't know, Erica Mena, the famous reality TV star and video vixen, used to date Nicki Minaj's ex, Safari Samuels. And essentially, her being the bird brain idiot that she was at the time, she caught herself dragging and bashing Nicki anytime, you know, Safari's name was brought up, just to find out Nicki
I don't know nothing about this.
May not be fully
would you still do
innocent,
social work?
But she's not as fully guilty as Safari.
But I would probably rather be a nurse. I would go back to school and get my RN.
Basically, she found out that Safari is a narcissist. He left her ass as a single mom. He basically kicked her ass to the curb and ran off with his tail between his legs.
I found out he was cheating on me the first time ever, and he was going to Chinese parlors.
Well, didn't Nicki Minaj say that he was paying for with her credit cards?
Before we get into that, I owe her the biggest apology. I owe her an apology because, like a lot of us women tend to do when we don't know any better, especially when we're hard, deep, wrapped, warped into the love bombing
hard and deep.
The red flag that us women tend to ignore when a man sits there and talks to you,
love bombs,
about his ex and all the things we did to him. It's funny how life comes full circle, because the same thing he did to her, he's doing to me years later. I remember him pouring his heart out to me about all the stuff she did to him, showing me videos of her reacting. And at the time, I didn't think to ask, well, what did you do to her?
Why does this man always have videos of these women reacting?
Exactly. And now, mind you, this is a video he was at one point going around. I found out later on, he was going around the industry showing to, like, around the time he was trying to bring her down, when he was lying to people saying that he wrote for her, like literally saying whatever he could to, like, kind of ruin her career and take credibility for her real hard-earned work. I owe this woman an apology because I sat there and allowed him to talk about her to me. From that came me saying things and, like, defending and vouching for him and speaking up on her in a way that was tacky, because at the end of the day, I didn't know the truth, especially not the truth that I know now. A lot of women do that. They get caught up with a man and he's so good to you that you allow him to gossip to you about his ex.
And
they never tell you what they did. They just tell you what they did and how crazy she is, and she did this and she did that. But it comes full circle. It tables always.
I was even looking at her titties until you said that.
That takes a lot of maturity to be able to admit that you were wrong and you were dirty and slimy for getting involved in something you don't know. She thought she was an upgrade, and now look at her. She's worse off than Nicki, because unlike Nicki was able to walk away child free. She's trapped with this dude for the rest of her life because she has a kid with him. Mainstream celebrities are genuinely jealous of TikTok influencers. Because
her things are thinking, I wasn't even
for
looking.
a second, when they have workshops and meet and greets and book signings,
I love it.
They have to find publicists and managers.
I want to see
book
the nipple
people
too.
And to fill up a room. Influencers can literally do that by just putting up a post on social media. A lot of celebrities, unfortunately, can't really do that. So that's kind of what I mean when I say a lot of them are generally jealous of TikTokers, because when TikTok was literally on the path of being destroyed and probably going to go away, and TikTok probably still to this day might go away, a lot of these celebrities were silent. We can't name not one celebrity, even the celebrities that milk it, like Lizzo, Keke Palmer, none of them. We can't name not one celebrity, whether it be Jennifer Aniston or anyone who was able to get on and say, oh yeah, like TikTok, don't do this is wrong, this is people's livelihood, this is, you know, a platform. But when it came to the writer's strike and when it came to them being out of work and struggling because the whole economy was shut down, it was like demanding y'all put jabs in y'all bodies, like get the jab so we can go back to work. A lot of them are very toxic.
Get the jab so we can go back to work.
Influencers and TikTokers, they don't care. That's why people get mad when a lot of influencers are able to buy verified checks. They're mad because a lot of them aren't as special as they once were. They're mad because they have to share their dinner table with a dude on TikTok who literally blew up from literally eating shit out of the toilet or literally dancing in his mom's basement and literally gets the same brand deals as them. They're mad because
it's not the same.
Influencers have been able to do
is this unpopular opinions that might make me disappear.
And they had to sacrifice chickens and drink children's blood just to be where they are now. Normani just needs to be an Instagram model. It's crazy how her talent didn't really get her where a lot of people thought it was, but it seems like everybody wanted her to catapult to success just because she has a full package. I hate to say it, but hard work beats talent, and
Today,
she's not just gonna blow up and be this
Oh
big,
yeah,
super
that's why it was so
mainstream star
hot last night. I
just
think it was
because
pretty
a lot of y'all
warm
loved her in
today.
Fifth Harmony, and she has a full package.
Literally
It's just
52
not
degrees
enough.
is crazy. I
said
was
this
like
once, I'll say it
sweating
again.
last
She's
night.
boring
I had to
as fuck,
turn
no one
my
cares.
fan
What she needs
on.
is a documentary about her life.
52
because,
degrees
again,
is
nobody's
crazy.
invested
I'm not
in
gonna
the
lie.
music enough, because if people were, it would
Next week
probably
it's gonna be
blown
the
up a lot
50s too,
more
but
than
I mean,
what
I
it
guess it's about to
already
be
was.
March.
Some of y'all really don't have ADHD.
Why does it feel like winter went
you
by
just have no
fast?
structure. A lot of y'all stay up late, pop perks. A lot of y'all drink
Pop
mad soda
Perks.
and juice before bed, smoke too much with your big fat ass, and you haven't even been diagnosed, but you got the nerve to claim
No, I
ADHD.
do feel like people throw the word ADHD around. Like everybody swear they have ADHD just because you have a short attention span. Like automatically, oh, you have ADHD. Like no, you don't.
Are you sure it's not the perks? Are you
It's
sure it's not the
62?
fact that you're
Damn.
smoking a lot and you're not getting enough sleep? Are you sure it's not the toxic person that you're dating? Are you sure it's not your situationship that got you all brain fog and not focused? Some of y'all don't have ADHD. Some of y'all are just stupid as fuck and just need genuine structure and haven't
Some
even
of
been
y'all just
diagnosed.
stupid
And
as
that's just
fuck.
the truth of it. Which leads me to my
I
next
just popped the perk 30. I'm cured. Yo.
opinion. Some of y'all really aren't depressed. Some of y'all just need to find a way to make more money. Now, every time I talk about depression, it's
Bro
always
said you're not depressed. You're just broke. You're not depressed. You're just poor.
a very
Facts,
iffy
that's me as
subject, and some
fuck.
people are struggling with it now because, again, I mean, we got this inflation going on,
I had a
and it's
social
not just
worker for
happening
my
in America, it's
ADHD when I
happening
was a
globally,
kid.
where people in the UK
Bro said I
can
knew
barely
something was up
afford
for you.
basic living.
But I also feel like sometimes they misdiagnose children too. Like when they try to say like children have all these things wrong with them, like doesn't every kid have fucking ADHD? Like, bro, isn't every kid gonna be hyper and all over the place? Like, it's not what it means to be a kid. And then they be out here trying to diagnose this fucking 3-year-old with ADHD. Like,
you realize that universal healthcare in Canada isn't as great as you thought it was, and you realize that
so many kids,
life
yeah,
is
like at
hard.
least in
You get
today's day
older
and
you
age.
realize at one point
And
you're making
autism,
so much
literally.
money, and then you get a little bit older.
Kid is a
and it's
weird,
like,
just
damn,
weird,
things
you know?
slow
Kids
down.
are weird.
When
Kids
I see
do
these
weird
YouTube
shit.
videos of these grown
Kids a little bit just weird at 4 years old. Oh, he's autistic. I mean, sometimes kids do be autistic. Like, yeah, I guess. I don't know. I guess the spectrum is very big. But sometimes I just feel like it came from a point of, like, people feeling like people were underdiagnosed and, like, not getting help for mental treatment to a point where, like, it's like there's no in between. It's like either people are completely undiagnosed, not diagnosed or whatever, or overdiagnosed, or we're diagnosing everybody. Everybody got this shit. Like, there's no happy medium. Like, it's that damn phone. Nah, literally, it's them damn iPads. Poison nut is crazy. I seen a kid play with shit. That is disgusting. Grow out of a lot of that weird shit. Exactly. So you're putting a label on this 3-year-old child, calling them autistic and thinking something's wrong with them. And to me, in a way, it's like you put these labels on people and then like they turn out to be that because that's what you painted them as. So yeah, now they're 30 years old and they still act a type of way because you treated them a type of way their whole life. Like, I understand, like I said, like there are some people who do need the help, like who do need it or whatever, and you don't want it to go untreated. But I also feel like if you treat a person a type of way and you treat them like there's something wrong with them, whatever, then they're gonna be enabled and they're gonna think that way, and then forever gonna go on thinking that they're that's this label defines them, and it's like it's not even who they are. And they literally could have grown out of it and they were just fucking weird when they were younger. The treatment is really just feeding into whatever thing it is making it worse. Yeah, it's like enabling it. I think you're understanding what I'm saying, Seti. I'm gonna diagnose all the DVD players with ADHD. Why? What do you mean DVD players have ADHD? Not gonna lie, I haven't thought of it like that. Yeah, like kind of like enabling somebody into thinking that something's wrong with them, and then they're going their whole life thinking there's something wrong with me, so you act a type of way, but whole time you was just a weird little kid. Like whole time you just like to play with frogs or something like that. Like whole time it was just some weird little thing that you had going on.
People
doesn't
talk
define
about how
you.
they're in their 50s and they're struggling, and how
50s?
when they got their tech jobs in their 30s and mid 40s, they were so happy making so much money, and now things are going downhill.
Maybe I'm the reason why I couldn't find a job. Because for every 50 jobs I would apply to on Indeed, I'd only get one reply back. And I would be so happy opening that one reply until I actually opened the message and it says, unfortunately, we've decided to move on from your application.
It just shows me that life can happen to anybody. Some of y'all think that you're going to be doing so well for the rest of your life. Yeah, you might have a lot of money now. You might be doing good now. But who's to say something might not happen
Itchy
to you in the next 7
balls.
years?
What's itchy
Anything can
balls?
happen to you, me, any of us. None of us
2
are
years.
immune
God
to
damn.
life. You
Is
might
it
wake
Trey?
up one day and see that your account is looking good, looking nice, and then
Bro said
you're
DJ
having to go
for
back
real.
to go live with mom and dad, or you have to downsize a little bit because you can't afford the same lifestyle that you once had. Don't get too cocky. Don't get too eager. Be humble. Have some humility. Because no matter how old you are, the wall's undefeated. You may think your body in your early 20s is going to save you and you'll be able to catch you a nice rich man. Time will tell. Life happens to people. You really never know what your life will end up like in the next 3 years. But that's after this video. I hope you guys enjoyed Unpopular Opinions. I had a lot to get off my chest, and I already know the comment section is looking real spicy. But these were things I had to get off my chest because these are
some of the comment section's looking spicy. What's the comments have to say? I don't know. What do y'all think? Don't forget to check out. Okay, wait. I used to dislike people clapping in planes after they landed, but next time I fly, I start giving standing ovations and passing cigars. I don't understand why people don't see that every media station is controlled by someone who tells them what to say. I see why a lot of women are choosing to be child-free by choice. The economy is terrible. Great video. People think they're above working fast food until they find a job in their field and would rather stay unemployed in the meantime. It's crazy to me. Yeah, how that girl said, like, oh, I just can't work fast food. Like, I understand. Who the fuck does want to work fast food? Like, who wants to work fast food? But at the same time, if you're genuinely unemployed and you genuinely need a job and you really can't pay your bills, like, you better go get you a fucking job. You better go work at motherfucking Five Below, Walmart. Like, if you really need it, you can get a job. It's not impossible. I'm doing good, Trey. How you feeling? Why he just cursed my bank account like that? Curse it? Oh, by saying that you don't know how long it'll last. Itchy balls, what you trying to do? You trying to put in a link or something? You can't put links in chat. Some old head argued with me that they went through the recession of 2008, so they went through more. Oh, there was a recession in 2008? If I genuinely need a job, I'm selling coke in GTA. Oh. Who trying to make some bio weapons with me? All right,